Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Rave Tech, your one-stop shop for the latest news, information and trends as it evolves around the ICT world. My name is Louisa Olani, your host as usual. Today on the program, we'll be looking at the rising trend in the e-commerce business in Nigeria. How far has this platform served Nigerians and what's the future of these platforms? And I have two wonderful guests with me in the studio today. We'll take a quick break, and when we come back, you get to meet my fantastic guest. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back. If you just tuned in, it's Rave Tech, and today in the program we're looking at the rising trend of e-commerce industry in Nigeria. Don't forget you can use this platform to showcase your businesses and products using our social media platforms as displayed on your screen. Is Rave Tech at raveng.tv. You can also inbox us at producer.raveng.tv. Today on the show I have my guests. I call them the Fantastic Duo, and I'll start with my far right, pardon me. I have Mr. Niji Adaralegbe. Hope I got that right. He's the CEO of Aragga.com. You're welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me.
And of course, I have his beautiful wife. She is none other than the director. She's the director, Sandra Adaralegbe, director of Aragga.com. Hope I pronounced that very well.
Very well.
How is that pronounced?
Adaralegbe.
Adaralegbe. She even does it more than me.
I try.
You're welcome to the program.
Been trained well.
Yes. E-commerce. This is one new platform. Let's start with telling us about Aragga.com.
Aragga.com is a new website concept that we created specifically for the Nigerian market. As you know, Nigerian technology industry with social media is evolving rather fast, more so than so many other countries in the world. Nigeria, I think right now the statistic is showing that we're moving as fast as 46% a year in internet integration. That's even faster than France, which is a Western country. This is a time when we want to be involved and participating in the growth in this sector. We have a very extensive background in web development, social media interactions, and consultancy in the technology industry. So with a lot of research and looking inwards into the Nigerian space, we see this rather explosive growth, not only just in the middle class, but also people moving up into the middle class. So this is a very, very exciting time for Aragga.com. Aragga.com is a website that allows people to shop overseas, specifically in the United Kingdom and the United States, for exclusive products and even general products. We are talking about companies like Walmart, eBay, Amazon.com, Diamonds International, Gucci.
I wanted to come to that. We have a whole lot of e-commerce platform already in existence in Nigeria. I know people out there want to know what's unique about Aragga.com.
A very good question. Aragga.com deals specifically with products that come from these two countries, whereas up until this point, it's been sort of difficult in certain cases where you want a product or a service, if you will, in Nigeria. You want to buy and ship to Nigeria. It's been rather challenging. You had to go through family and friends to procure these items. So what we have done is gone through partnering with DHL and FedEx to allow this to happen in a much more seamless way electronically. So you don't have to call anybody. You don't have to talk to friends and family. You don't have to persuade them to carry an item for you when they're overseas and bring it back to Nigeria.
So basically it has to do with you buying stuff outside Nigeria?
That's correct.
Basically?
Yes.
Okay. Coming back to you, Mrs. Adaralegbe, right?
Yes, that's
so. It's like a family business.
It
Like
is a
how
family
did it start? How did it all start?
Well, it started, we already currently have a business in the U.S. That we have been running for about 10 years. It's been very, very well, and it has taken off because people do use credit cards in the U.S. So that's never been a problem to reach across the World Wide Web to get across to U.S. customers or UK consumers, because they already are very knowledgeable about using credit cards. But Nigerians have been very apprehensive and a little scared to trust the security issues and to put their credit card numbers online. And so what we have done as we're seeing that the Nigerians are coming around to accepting this trend, that now we want to open this market to the Nigerian consumers, because they tend to want the high-end goods, they want the good products, and they do love to shop in US and UK stores. Unfortunately, a lot of the US and the UK stores will not deliver to the Nigerian market.
Why?
They are apprehensive about delivery.
So it's not just Nigerians being apprehensive.
Yes, absolutely. They're a little nervous about, are they really shipping to the right place? And then the names are a little funny. I know they don't know how to pronounce them, and they're just a little scared to work with, the unknown. And so what we have done is we have created a US and a UK address for products to be in a warehouse up to even 30 days. You can keep ordering from Aragga.com. Keep, for a whole month, keep making your, oh, I like that t-shirt, oh, I like this, and you keep adding it into our little warehouse, and then we repackage it for you, and through DHL and FedEx, we have a really great relationship that we have from our current business that we already had in US, and so they're extending a huge discount to our consumers in Nigeria, and plus we're getting the awareness to the merchants that are in US and UK about
So yours is just
customers.
a platform that these people display their goods, or how does it work for a typical Nigerian? I like something, like you called you mentioned this Alibaba or something. Yeah, okay, I order my stuff, and you do the shipping and everything down for me here in Nigeria. How
Absolutely.
does it really work?
What we do is we have a website that currently has about 1,500 different merchants in US and UK, and that number keeps increasing. We even have a place on the website, if there's a store that we have forgotten and that you really love to shop at, you can fill out the form that we have on our online that says, I want you to go to this store, and it's in this state, or it's in the UK, and we will reach out to those companies and see if they want to be added to the website. And if they don't want to be added to the website, we can still reach out to them and get products from them, and then still ship them to Nigeria at a great discount, because the shipments are going to be through DHL and FedEx that are already collaborated with us. So it's not coming from the merchant, because it's very costly for the merchant to ship out, because they're not going to look for the deals.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I was just speaking with the CEO and director of Aragga.com, and they're taking us through how this social media platform, this e-commerce platform works. Before now, you said something about Nigerians being apprehensive at buying and placing their token, the numbers online. So how have you been able to convince people? How have you been able to, what's your customer base like for a start?
Well, the customers are already starting to make those changes here. There's a lot of education. There's conferences that we just attended, as a matter of fact, to really educate the whole country about using credit cards versus cash, because quite frankly, it's a little dangerous to carry cash in Nigeria.
Yeah.
And especially if you have children. I have 4, and I really wouldn't want my kid running around with loads of money, because it can get lost, and then they can tell me, oh, I need more. I lost that chunk of change you gave me. Well, you can't lose a card, and you can lose a card, but you don't lose the money attached to it. It's in a bank account, it's safe, so if you lose a card, you just call your bank, you get your money back. But if you just lose your cash, you're just out. And then also the other benefits of using your card versus using cash is that it's traceable. All the merchants that you're shopping at know they're getting customers from Nigeria versus customers from US. So this is going to open up a huge market of merchants in the US and in the UK seeing the diverse and huge opportunity of of customers that want to buy from their merchants. So this could definitely bring a potential of lots and lots of businesses wanting to stake an actual housing facility right here in Nigeria. But before we get to that stage, we are wanting to make it possible for you guys to get any product that you absolutely want that's in a store that's just not available to you in Nigeria right now.
So as a Nigerian, you can sit in the comfort of your house, place orders in just UK and the US. That's where you're
currently, that's where
so
we are really focusing on, because that seems to be where the trends are, where most people do want to shop. All the good stores seem to be in those countries, so that's kind of where it is right now, but that can always change. We keep adding stores, and like I said, if there are products on there that you don't see, there's about 3 million products on there right now. If we happen to have forgotten some that you really like, we can definitely, you give us some information on where to find those products, and we can get them added on there, or find a link to get those products to you here right at your doorstep.
Okay, back to you now. You're a Nigerian. You know how there's some security issues and all of that. What has been your challenges so far?
With respect to the website or the shopping?
Generally, shopping, the website, you're into the technical aspect of it.
Yes.
Of course, as you have an office here in Nigeria and the UK.
Yes.
So how do you operate?
Well, basically, you're looking at three locations basically doing business together. You have the US, United Kingdom, and then Nigeria. There's an office here, there's an office in Arizona, there's an office in London. And the way it works is a person is sitting, as you said, at the comfort of their home, and they are just thinking of an item they want to purchase. Maybe it's school uniforms for your kids, or maybe it's that new iPhone that just came out that's not quite in Nigeria yet. Now this allows you to push a button in all one seamless electronic transaction that's very secure, because our servers, we have servers in 3 locations, 2 in the US, 1 in the UK, and those are very, very secure, just to give the customer, that end user, the extra protection, since they're going to be inputting personal information on our websites. So basically, once you push that button, I want this product, I want to buy it, with a list of over 1,500 merchants, including all the companies that I mentioned earlier, you have the opportunity to actually have that product with the assigned United States and United Kingdom address, which will be your address, because you don't live there, obviously. And then those, whatever you purchase, will be delivered to these warehouses, and then we forward them to you through DHL and FedEx. And each item is insured up to $10,000, depending on the value of that item. So you're sure to get your product between 3 to 8 days, unless, God forbid, an act of God. So.
Okay, we're just speaking with Aragga.com, and we're looking at e-commerce platform in Nigeria. We'll take a quick break, and when we come back, the program continues. Stay tuned. Welcome back. It's Rave Tech, and today we've been speaking with the CEO and director of Aragga.com, a new e-commerce platform in Nigeria where you can sit at the comfort of your home here in Nigeria and shop across the UK and the US. Am I correct?
Yes.
Yes. Before then, we were talking about the challenges of e-commerce in Nigeria as a new platform. What are the challenges you're facing? Because of course every new business will face its own challenges. Breaking into the market, the Nigerian market, and positioning yourself. What have been the hiccups?
The biggest challenge that we face right now is the educating people and giving
awareness,
them the extra confidence that your card is secure, you're secure, that your product will arrive at your doorstep as agreed. And then the insurance as well as an extra protection, I believe. No different than any other startup anywhere else in the world. Nigerians are very, very avid shoppers. They're very, very intelligent people. So it's just getting the word out. That's been the main challenge right now. But we're working different channels to get the right information to the right people, and so that the end user can understand how this process works. Of course, part of what we do also is once a person, for example, registers on the website and becomes a client in that website, you have your own space, you have your own back office that pretty much tracks everything for you in real time. You can upload your packages, and decide exactly when you want the product to leave the warehouse. If you want it to stay there, you can choose, you can elect to do that. And at the point where your product is en route to Nigeria, you can also see what city it arrived at, where, at what time was it at what place. So very phenomenal tracking system. Furthermore, with the products themselves, as I said before, they're very secure. We have the warehouses, everything has its own mailbox labeling, so that everything is very well protected. The entire shopping experience also is protected because we have relationships with these merchants in these countries.
Okay, do we have a situation where people in the UK and the US want to buy something from the Nigerian market and vice versa, or is just people here buying from the UK?
This is actually where I see the future going. People overseas want to know, believe it or not, what is available in Nigeria. As according to what Sandy was saying earlier, many of the companies that we work with eventually will be curious about where all this money, all this commerce, all this exchange is coming from. So there'll be a lot of exposure. Even for the Nigerian merchant who wants to launch their products overseas, we want to encourage and help foster that process. So the technology is available, it's there to use. We'll expand that as time goes on. That's where we're going.
Okay, what e-payment platforms do you, what e-payment method do you accept on your platform?
We accept the Nigerian credit cards and debit cards from the Nigerian banks right here locally, this is a very new thing to be able to use a Nigerian credit card to purchase a product from a US store. And the reason why it's possible is because we have created a US address to attach to each of our customers. So when you're making that purchase in the US store or the UK store, that store is recognizing that it's a Nigerian and it's a Nigerian bank and it's Nigerian money, but there's a US address, so that makes them feel warm and cozy inside, and that makes them want to ship the product to the US address.
Okay, looking at the e-commerce sector generally in Nigeria, do you think we're at par with global best practices?
Oh,
absolutely.
There's no question about it. I've used debit cards and credit cards here in Nigeria. Very, very fantastic service. Some of the banks are actually much
safer than even in US.
Than some of the banks are overseas.
Well, people have this, some people feel, have this complaint of us Nigerians, those out abroad rejecting credit cards of Nigerians here. How do we have cases like that?
You mean like merchants who reject the cards?
Reject the cards.
It happens, not very often.
It's gotten better. It's actually why this is even possible, because they are now opening up the market. PayPal has already opened up to Nigeria. It's in Visa, MasterCard, they're right on board to start working in Nigeria as well in the banks here.
And a good point to note too is that the card rejection is not as a result of the merchants there saying, no, I don't want your card, because Visa is Visa all over the world, MasterCard is MasterCard all over globally. But the bank in Nigeria, if we went to the conference the other day, I was at the cashless policy conference for 2014, and part of what was discussed actually by folks in the central bank and some of the banks, some of the good banks in Nigeria, is the fact that if they don't know that you're going to travel, for example, to secure you and protect you, when you get to that other end and you attempt to use your card, there's a trigger that tells them this is not occurring in Nigeria. So they're going to block that process until you make the call. Or better yet, if before you make the trip, you call in advance and say, I will be in such and such at such and such, and I'll be there for 2 weeks or 3 weeks. And then the process goes through seamlessly. So it's not so much that the overseas merchants are saying, no, we don't want your money. It's just so much the security process, which is I think, fantastic to protect the card bearer.
Okay, coming back to Nigeria now, what, because every startup, every business would want to see the possibility of you making money and also providing job opportunities for us here in Nigeria. Are there opportunities for Nigerians?
Yes, this is fully Nigerian, fully looking into the future, looking at the explosion. Why not give people the opportunity to work in a fantastic industry, technology? We're going to have call centers. We want to have a situation where the return policy actually emanates from Nigeria. You bought something overseas, but your service is in Lagos, Abuja, Port Harcourt, however the case may be. So working with partners like DHL and FedEx, you actually have that possibility because they have a lot of safeguards in their system, but they're just delivery companies, they're a logistics company. But the merchants who are your Macy's, Bloomingdale's, Debenhams, Tesco, and so on and so forth, the designer companies and the high label companies, they don't have any responsibility, so to speak, to the Nigerian market, but we will make that happen and ask for a higher standard. As far as I bought something, I'm not happy with it, we do all that.
What if I place an order from the UK and US, and at the end of the day gets to Nigeria and I'm not complacent with what I got? Is that your business?
Actually, before it even gets to you, we at the warehouse are going to open up your goods to make sure it's the right size, it's the right thing you ordered, it's exactly the color and the specifics, and then we're also going to go another step and we're going to repackage it into a smaller container if possible, so that again the shipping can be at a much lower rate. So we're going to check that for you on the onset. Now, if there's something wrong with the product once you get it, again, FedEx and DHL, they're insuring the product. So if something happens in delivery from our warehouse to your doorstep, then you're covered by DHL and FedEx, and they will be footing the bill to send that product back to get it repaired or, get you a new product.
Okay, the future now. One word, Nigeria. Look out for Aragga.com. So what do you have to tell us?
Go shopping.
I know.
The sky's the limit.
Sky's the limit. Okay, we were speaking with the CEO and director of Aragga.com, and of course, it's delivering the world to your doorstep. You'll rest assured that when you go online, www.aragga.com, you get to purchase anything from the UK and the US, and of course, it will be delivered right at your doorstep. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you so much.
And we look forward to having you again.
Definitely.
And of course, as the business expands and explodes in Nigeria, more frontiers comes into play, we'll have you here to tell us the Nigerian story.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much. Mrs.
Adaralegbe.
Yeah, I like the way you pronounce that. We'll take a quick break, and when we come back, it will be Rave Tech News for the week. Don't go anywhere. On Tech News this week, Nigeria Senate passes cybercrime bill into law. Members of the upper legislative chamber of the National Assembly have passed the cybercrime bill into law after 10 years, according to reports. Chairman of the Senate Committee, Senator Umaru Dahiru, while presenting the report before the Senate for consideration and passage, said that the bill seeks to provide legal framework for the implementation and evaluation of response and preventive measures in the fight against cybercrime in line with international best practices. A 7-year jail term awaits defaulters for all kinds of computer-related fraud, computer-related forgery, offenses relating to pornography, cyber stalking, and cyber squatting. Firefox operating system set to expand to Africa. Mozilla has revealed that the Firefox operating system will soon expand to Africa. The Firefox OS ecosystem has gained support from 3 new key partners in the region: Airtel, MTN South Africa, and Tigo, operated by Millicom, are the first carriers working with Mozilla to bring first Firefox operating system smartphones to Africa. According to the company, Firefox OS is the first device platform built entirely to open web standards, with every feature developed as an HTML5 application. Its flexibility, scalability, and powerful customization empowers users, developers, and industry partners to create customized mobile experiences. Firefox operating system has launched with local partners in 25 markets across Europe, Latin America, Asia, and Australia. With the upcoming move into African region, Firefox operating system will soon be available on 5 continents. Google Glass may cause blind spot. The characteristics hardware of the Google Glass frame has been said to partially obstruct the peripheral vision above the right eye, according to an ophthalmologist. In his words, "I realized that it was blocking a part of my visual field," Dr. Sandra Adaralegbe of the University of California told Reuters. The Google Glass is a wearable technology by Google with an optical head-mounted display. A small monitor tucked into the corner of the frame allows readers to use the product as a smartphone. And that's it on Tech News for the week. Do join us again next week for more tech updates. With Tech News for the week, that's a wrap-up on this week's episode of Rave Tech. Do join us again next week, same time, same station, on your favorite TV station, Rave TV. I'm your host, Louisa Olani. Stay techie.